Welcome to this new how-to. In this how-to, I will show you how you can load the flight plan created with Flight Simulator 2020 in the Working Title CJ4. As you know, the Working Title CJ4 also has the SimBrief integration, but in some cases you might decide to create a flight plan yourself using the Flight Simulator 2020 built-in flight planner. So let's go inside the aircraft and let's start the engines, or let's at least start the basic things. So it's now switched on, right? You can see several alerts, but that's, I would say, kind of normal because we didn't start the engines yet. So we're gonna focus on this piece, which is called the FMC. So we're gonna initialize the position by pressing initialize position and then copy the value from here to the other one, and then the position is set. But as you can see, it complains that there's no flight plan being set, while I programmed the flight plan already using the built-in flight planner from Flight Simulator 2020. Also, if I open the VFR map, you will see that it contains a flight plan, right? So it contains a flight plan, so we're departing from Kastrup Airport and then flying via, let's say, the mid-north part of Denmark, and then eventually we will end up in Esbjerg, which is another city, also in Denmark, only a little bit more to the west side. So you can see the flight plan is there, but why does it show no flight plan here? Well, let me show you how to fix that. So what you need to do is you need to press the IDX button, which is the index button, and inside the index button you will find a lot of things like the MCDU. So you can set the MCDU, which would say which source it should use, right? So the FMS 1, GPS 1 position. You can check the data link, right, to figure out, hey, what's the weather? You can request the weather and then click on send. And then eventually it will give you the weather as soon as it has received the information. The ATIS, this is called the digital ATIS. It does not work for all the airports as far as I found out. So let's try it. So we're gonna push in Echo Kilo Charlie Hotel, and that's what we're gonna add here. And then we're gonna say, okay, hey, we want to send this information, and you can see, okay, in this case it's not available. It's only available in a very small number of airports as far as discovered. In EMEA I didn't discover anything. I think in the US there are some. So I will make some notes and probably will post that later in a later video. Let me see if the weather is already there. No weather yet. So in that case we're gonna continue with, I would say, the most important piece, and that's loading the flight plan. To do that, what we need to do is we need to go to index page 2 of 2, and inside that you will find the route menu. Once you press that, you will see that you have an option here called FPLN recall game, which means that you can load it directly from the game, which means the one we previously created using the built-in flight planner. Once we press this button, it says load plane, or load flight plan, sorry. And as soon as it's done that, it shows loaded, and you can see that other things are now starting to be populated. For example, it will change this nice direction diagram, where it will show, okay, hey, this is the FMS, so this is the next waypoint, and this is the distance. And if we would now go to FPLN, you will see that both the origin and destination is populated. Also the VIA is being populated, and the 2 is being populated. And in addition to that, if we go to the legs, you will see that all the legs have been added to the flight plan nicely, just as we configured in a flight planner from Flight Simulator 2020. So this is easy, right? So we're almost ready for departure. One other thing I want to show you is, okay, if we go to the performance and then go deeper in it, you will see that it contains some information, and which we discussed in a previous video, but there are some changes in the latest edition of the Working Title CJ4. So now you need to add the weight of the pilot, right? So that's to calculate the speed for takeoff. And you can influence the weight by clicking on the fuel option, and there you can define, okay, how much passengers do I have, but also do I have got any baggage in it, for example. So in this case it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 persons, and then you enter it like this, so 8/170. You will add it here. Then you will need to add the cargo. In this case the cargo is listed here, so that's 300 in total. And the cruise altitude, well, let's set it to 10,000, right? That depends of course on the flight plan which you defined. So now we've done that, you can go to the takeoff, and the takeoff contains the runway which you're departing from, the runway length, the condition, if it's dry or wet, the QNH, the wind, all that kind of information. So the wind and the temperature, you can get it from ATIS, right? So you can contact ATIS. In this case, we contact Kastrup ATIS here, and then it will say, okay, 268/3. So that's here, and the temperature is 15. We can enter it here, so that's good. Then we're gonna end contact clearance, because else it will keep talking to my voice. So once we've done that, you can see that the V values are populated, right? You can change the flaps if you want. This one, although it might look like artificial intelligence, it's auto icing. So you need to keep that in mind. So once you've done that, you can check the next page, which does contain the structural limit, performance limit, and the runway length. If you're happy with it, you can go to the previous page and hit send. Then it will send all the information, and it will make sure that once the aircraft is started, you will see all the V speeds next to the speedometer, right? It's easy. It's easier to use during the takeoff. So is there anything else we need to discuss before taking off? Well, not really. I think we discussed most of the things. There are some nice options in the display which you can use for the Working Title CJ4, right? You can select the display, you can select what kind of data is being displayed on the maps. So, and to do that we need to first switch on the engines, and then so I'm gonna switch on the engines, and then I will show you. So we're not gonna really fly in this tutorial, but I'm gonna simply show you some of the things which might be interesting for you. Despite that we already looked at how to load the flight plan, which was the core mission of this how-to. So it's 28, that's good enough. In the meantime we're gonna boost engine 2 also. So here you can see the N1, the ITT, which is the temperature, the N2 values. So the N2, as soon as it's at 20, you can press the run button and then close the lids in front of it to prevent that you're pressing the wrong buttons. And then all the warnings should be gone, mostly within a few minutes. We're gonna set the avionics to full, and this is where you can see the V speed, right? So the VT, the V2, the VR, and the V1, you can see that they've been populated by configuring them using the FMC. So that's really cool. Other options which you can do is of course change the MFD display. For example, you can say I want to see the low nav aids, or I don't want to see them, and several other things like airports or not. That's all being displayed here, but also there's some buttons on the top of the display which you can use to manipulate the PFD or MFD in this case. This is where this tutorial ends. I hope you liked it. If you liked it, then consider to use the like button. If you've got questions or comments, then feel free to post them in the comment box below the video. And if you want to stay up to date about new videos I'm posting, then consider subscribing to my channel. Thanks for watching and see you next time.